Welcome to Starting It with Fidelia Brett. This is Starting It, where we talk about starting a business or scaling a business, starting a career or changing a career. What did we want to talk about today? Something which could be quite hard for some people, or actually quite challenging for some people, or can be interesting for some people. And some few people have sort of sent me a question asking, why is business hard? I didn't think it was going to be so hard before I started, but now that I've started it, it's looming hard work. And I'm like, okay, so why do you think it's hard? What is it that you're doing that has gotten you to the point that you're saying it's harder than you anticipated it to be? And there are a few things that were mentioned, and I was like, okay, do you know what? Why don't we just sort of talk about this and see what people's views are out there? Oh, before we forget, have you subscribed to the channel? If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, turn on your notification, and you'll get more content from us from Starting It with Fidelia. Back to our topic. So, why is it hard? And there's a few things that I sort of pulled together in the whole discussion that I sort of had with a few people. And one of the things that this individual sort of said is, well, it's my business, so I'm the boss, I make decisions, I do what it is I want to do. No one can tell me any different. Wait, hold up. Yes, they can. You've got paying customers. You're not important. Don't ever think you're important. Your staff are important. Your clients are important. You have decided to start a business, so the people around you are more important than you are. You're not the number one person. You need to get that into your brain. You ain't the number one person anymore. It's not just about you. You might make the decisions, you might tick the boxes, but the people around you are who make you. They are who make you become a brand. They're who make you become a person. They're who make you become a business. They're who basically sustain your business on a long run. So you're not the important person anymore. Your customers are number one. Your staff are number one. Or your staff could be number two, but your clients are number one, because you need to listen to it, what your clients are saying. You need to find ways to keep your clients happy. You need to find ways to keep improving the services you're offering, and basically adapting with the changes around you, what your clients want, anticipating what they would want in advance, not waiting for things to happen before you start doing stuff. So that's the first one. The second one is, you need to start thinking like a business owner. You do need to think like a business owner. And basically what your customers will require. As I said earlier on, think outside the box. If you were the one coming to pay for your service, what would you look out for? What is it that you'll be expecting that person to provide to you if you are a paying customer? So you sort of think outside the box. What would I want if I'm a customer? If I'm coming, so let's say you're running a coffee shop or you're running a bakery. What are the things that you would want? So for me, if I'm a customer, if I'm going into a bakery, I want to be driving past the road and have that aroma of coffee or fresh croissant in the morning at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever time it is I'm driving by. I want to smell that freshness. That would make me stop my car, come out of the car, and go into that bakery to purchase some coffee and croissant. And at the end of the day, I might end up purchasing something else, because The smell has brought me into that shop, and I'll end up patronizing them probably every day because they have got me interested in wanting to buy a product from them. Without them telling me anything, they've said to me, we provide fresh baked goods from 5 a.m. in the morning. I know that I'm up at that time in the morning. Most shops will not be open, but I know that if this shop is open, they've got me as a customer, and that is what's quite important because they've drawn me in. Even if I wasn't looking for that service, they've created something to get the ideal customers to come knocking at the door. And that is what you sort of do if you are the business owner, is think what your customers would want, try and think ahead of them and put yourself in their shoes. What is it that you would want out of a service if you were a paying customer? Then you sort of reverse it, and that's how you get your paying ones through the door. The third one is, if you're thinking of selling your services cheap, then that's going to be hard for you because you give cheap, you get cheap. Not that I'm trying to knock any kind of brand or any kind of business, but that is basically the reality of life. If you go into a store and you see something for pennies, you wouldn't really appreciate it. However, if you're paying for something over a certain amount, there is a reason why that price tag is attached to that product. You will sort of respect it more, and you will expect more for what you're paying for. That is literally the reality of life. So if you sell cheap, you will get cheap. If you sell value, if you give value, you get value. So that is the third one. If you don't want things to be hard for you, then you need to know what, who, why, and how you're going to do your business. So what is it that you're providing? How are you going to go about providing? Why are you providing it? What business are you offering that will make you stand out from everyone else? And you sort of add all that together, and that's what makes you different and unique. What, who, why, and how you're going to go about providing that service or that product, which will make you different from every Tom, Dick and Harry. That is the fourth one. The fifth one is, not everyone is going to be your client. So don't sort of think that, oh, because you've got that bakery, that anyone who comes through the door is going to be an ideal client. There's some people who's going to come in and they just want to give you so much hassle. And if you're going to market to, if you want to sort of expand the brand and you want to market, not everyone is going to patronize you. So you sort of need to sort of scale back and say, okay, who are the people I actually want to target? If the product you're producing, let's say it's $1,000 or is £1,000, not everyone can pay £1,000. So if you're going to produce something that is worth £1,000, you need to be able to show and go the extra mile to put that price tag on that product to make sure that it's outstanding. Because the person who is going to pay £1,000 or $1,000 could likely pay 5 or could even pay 10. So those are the kind of clientele that you're looking for, those who are more like upper scale. So if you put it on that price range, then the service should match the price tag because the clientele is now more high value. So there's no point you putting that price tag and only offering a minimal or mediocre service. It's not going to work. So you need to sort of ensure that if you're going to put that price tag, you give that price service as well, because there's no point going down that drain of providing that excessive price tag and not showing what the value of that product is worth. So that is your fifth one, knowing who your clientele is based on whatever price tag you're going to charge for for that service or for that product. Now, the sixth one is you need to treat your business as a business, because if you don't, then this is just going to be hard for you. You can't expect that you wake up at whatever time you feel like and you then turn things on and expect people to sit in and waiting for you. I'm going to use a cafe as well again. Cafes are normally a morning thing before noon, because by noon then people are expecting lunch. So if people are normally going to a cafe, they're going there in the morning for breakfast, or they're grabbing something quick and go. So if you're expecting that you come and open your store at 2 p.m, people are going to be sitting and waiting for you, then no, you're not treating it as a business. So you need to sort of treat it as a business, because you respect your clients and your clients will respect you. Treat it as a business and people will respect you as a business person. Then things are not going to be that hard for you. That is the sixth one. The seventh one is when you want to do everything yourself, it's not possible. Because if you're going to do everything yourself, then all you're going to do is kill yourself. You're just going to stress yourself. You're just going to impound so much onto you. You're not a one-man band. You can be at the start, but as time goes on, your brand and your business is going to expand. Then you need to sort of bring people in to support you. You might not necessarily get them to do everything you're doing, but then you sort of delegate what it is that you know you're good at and the things that you can offload to someone else. So if you know that let's say you're actually good at numbers, people were doing numbers and filings and taxes and stuff, or ordering new stuff, that's fine. However, somebody else can do that for you. If you're constantly getting phone calls, you can automate that. You can automate it to an online service, or you can get someone to support you in answering phone calls. You just need to sort of like offload things to make your life easier, because something you can never buy back is time. So if you put more time into what it is you do, then you can get more time back on doing other stuff. So outsource or get someone to support you with your time, and then you can be more productive in certain things you do. That is the seventh one. The eighth one is not having a process or system in place, which refers to the last one I just spoke about. Having a process and a system is sort of simplifies the way you do things, because some businesses you might have to get audited, some businesses you might have to have certain things in place, like for compliance, you might have to have certain things. If you have employees, you have to have certain paperwork in place, you have to have certain things in place. If you have employees, you have to do payroll, you have to file your taxes, you have to do certain things. So if you were just yourself, you might not have to have done payroll because it was only you. But now that you've employed people, you need to pay them. And to pay them, you have to set them up on a system. You have to pay the government, pay the taxes, and pay UK will pay national insurance. So you need to sort of pay that in, as well as pension. You need to pay all that. So they need to be set up somewhere so that you can pay them, as well as tell the government who you're paying and what you're paying, and pay the taxes you need to pay. And as a corporation as well, you need to pay taxes to the government on a yearly basis. So all those will sort of need to go into a system, and you have to sort of create the process of, once someone starts, what do they need to have to from start to when they sort of start doing certain things. If they start, what paperwork needs to be in place, what do you need to have signed, what do you need to ensure that has been completed within a time scale so that you are compliant. Have you ensured that your customers have read your health and safety policies, or any other policy that you might have in place? Do you ensure that people can see when they come into your place of business that you are doing things the right way? So those are the kind of things that you need to ensure those processes and systems are in place to help you, as well as make sure that you've ticked all the right boxes so that you don't get fined if it sort of comes to that. That is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th one. The 9th one is having people who have values like you do and goals like you do, and they're looking to succeed like you do. because there's no point just employing someone who's just there for the money. You need to empower your employees. You need to give them that responsibility, and you need to sort of train them, not necessarily to be like you, because no one can ever be like you, but you need to sort of train them to a certain level that if you're not available, would your business still be running smoothly? Will your business still be able to carry on without you being there? So those are the kind of things you sort of need to look at when you're hiring people, that they have the same visions and values as you do, so that if things happen, things will still keep carrying on irrespective of you being there or not being there. So those are the kind of things you need to look into when you're hiring. And once you sort of had those 9, they're actually more than 9, but those are the 9 ones I've sort of drawn up that are quite important. If you've had those 9 things in place, then things will not be so hard, you running your business, or you looking at the business as being excessively difficult, because you sort of thought ahead, you've put certain things in place, you've ensured that you have the right team to support you. It's not just about you, it's about your clients as well as your members of staff. If you do listen to people and get things right, then things will sort of move smoothly. You need to ensure what it is that you're doing, how it is you're going to do it, and what it is that you need to do to ensure that you get those customers keep coming in. You need to treat your business as a business, not as a hobby. So, as well as whatever you're doing, you need to have, when you want to do everything, ensure that it's not just you, yourself, and you. Delegate. Think as a business, act as a business, and people will look at you as a serious business person, and things will not that be difficult because you have everything in check. So, I hope this has been interesting for you guys. Please, if it has, give us a thumbs up. Please make comments. Let's know that this has been of value to you and you're enjoying the tips that we're given, and this is actually making a difference in your business, or if it is that you're wanting to start, these are pointers that can sort of direct you in what you need to do as you're moving forward. So yeah, give us a thumbs up, as I said earlier on, like, subscribe, turn on your notification.